Hello and welcome to the national debate. I'm Madhavdas GK. Viewers, the poll clock is ticking, and in less than a few weeks from now, Maharashtra would have cast its vote. With 288 seats up for grabs, neither the Mahayuti nor the Maha Aghadi is leaving anything to chance in the high-stakes election. The spotlight is on Congress because after the Haryana defeat, it's a fight for survival and revival. However, the grand old party continues to lose bargaining power within the India opposition bloc. Its allies have allotted fewer seats than in 2019. In Maharashtra, Congress is contesting 102 seats, 45 less than in 2019. Once known as the big brother of any alliance, today the Congress party in the run-up to the elections have been reduced to second fiddle, mainly due to its strike rate in recent polls. For UP by-polls, Akhilesh has declined Congress's request for 5 seats and declared that all India candidates will contest on an SP symbol. Congress wanted to contest 110 seats in Maharashtra, but the allies have made the party swallow a bitter pill. SP, who had allegedly betrayed and mocked the Congress leaders, had announced the names of 9 candidates in Maharashtra. However, there's turbulence in NDA too. Snubbing the BJP, Ajit Pawar has fielded Nawab Malik from Mankhurd Shivajinagar, upsetting both the BJP and Shiv Sena. Several leaders from parties of Mahayuti and Maha Aghadi are contesting the Maharashtra polls as independent candidates after they didn't get tickets. Here's how the battle is playing out, and then we debate.
महाविकास आघाडीचाच मुख्यमंत्री पण त्यांच्या समोर कोणी एखादा वेगळा चेहरा असले काँग्रेस पक्षाचे आणि
अरे भाई हम तो उनका प्रचार ही नहीं करने वाले तो कहां से सरकार में शामिल करेंगे। हम लोग उनका प्रचार नहीं करेंगे। उनके खिलाफ शिवसेना का उम्मीदवार है।
बीजेपी खुलेआम बयानबाजी कर रही है, शिंदे साहब उम्मीदवार डाल रहे हैं, तो हमें लगता है ये अपेक्षित था। हमें
संविधान है, सहयोग, ये साथ है, हम सब लोग एकजुटता है, ये हमारी ये ताकत है, एकजुट होकर लड़ेंगे।
राजनीति में ये समझना चाहिए, त्याग की कोई जगह नहीं है। राजनीति में त्याग की कोई जगह नहीं है।
And joining us for more are our guests. We have Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, Krishna Agde, spokesperson of Shiv Sena, is from Mumbai. Tushar Gupta is with us here in the studio as a political analyst. Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist, is with us here in the studio, as is Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist. We also have Rupali Patil Thomre, spokesperson of NCP. Ajit Pawar joining us live. We also have Anish Gawande, national spokesperson of NCP. Sharad Pawar faction joining us. Kishore Tiwari is spokesperson of the Shiv Sena UBT. Pradeep, let me start with you, because in this particular case, there appear to be more fights happening within the NDA alliance itself in Maharashtra. Isn't this really going to hurt perception?
Absolutely not, Madhav. Madhav, if you read the statement of Devendra Fadnavis ji, he's categorically said that we are meeting all those who have a difference of opinion, and there is a unanimity that before the 4th, you will see majority of them taking back their nominations. If you recall and remember, in Haryana also, initially you had certain candidates who attempted to field and fight differently. We were able to get all of them together, and we were a united house before the elections. We believe and are hopeful that we have the capability, because of our leadership and because all represent one common ideological ground, that we'll be able to get all of them on board in at least 287 seats out of 288. We have the difference of opinion on Nawab Malik's seat, which we have categorically and openly stated about, and which Ajit Pawar is also aware of. This election on a macro level, Madhav, and I will say it's basically an election between stability and instability. We have provided the people of Maharashtra, in particular the women of Maharashtra, Ladki Behna Yojana, where more than 2 crore women have benefited. Whereas if you compare the Maha Aghadi, you have individuals who are calling women as imported mal. You have individuals in Jharkhand calling women as rejected mal. So it's an anti-women alliance. We believe the women of Maharashtra across caste lines will be with us for development parameters, and I can eventually enlist the development parameters how we are better.
We'll come back to you.
Overall, it's the women of Maharashtra which will get us back.
All right, Ashutosh, it is ultimately for stability. All these are, of course, matters of optics. There are some open areas where we have disagreement, but it's going to impact really, our opponents far more than it will impact us, is what Pradeep Bhandari is saying.
If you see the seats where there is a fight within Mahayuti, most of them are against NCP. Ajit Pawar. And after the disastrous performance in the Lok Sabha elections, Mahayuti has been trying to lay the blame at Ajit Pawar's doorstep. And that's exactly what you are seeing today also. And when you talk about Congress getting fewer seats than last time, it's because they have a new ally in Uddhav Thackeray. And that's the adjustment there. In case of what he talks about stability, it's BJP which brought in instability to Maharashtra. If you Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar were more, they were sort of enticed or forced or whatever you want to say to quit their parent organizations. So instability is because of BJP. And then what BJP is trying to hide here is the fact that they have sort of ignored the interests of Maharashtra. If you remember, whether it be the Tata aircraft, whether it be Vedanta Foxconn, or even the Bharat Diamond Bourse, these were projects meant for Maharashtra, which Narendra Modi took to Gujarat. And how will Maharashtra, Maharashtra has already punished them in the Lok Sabha elections, and they are going to face the same wrath this time also.
Okay, the multiple points that you've covered here, but since you've brought in NCP Ajit Pawar, I want to bring in Rupali Patil Thombre. Rupali Patil Thombre, the NCP Ajit Pawar's track record has been, in fact, the worst amongst all your allies. जो NCP की वोट शेयर थी पिछले लोकसभा इलेक्शन में 3.7% थी, 4 में से सिर्फ 1 सीट जीत पाए और कहीं ना कहीं महायुति के वोट्स को और टोटल जो रिस्पॉन्स मिला है उसको नीचे खींचा है. कहीं ना कहीं ये सवाल उठाया जा रहा है कि इवन इफ यू लुक एट द फाइट्स, ये सारे फाइट्स और डिफेक्शंस एनसीपी अजित पवार को लेके क्यों हैं? इज देयर एन इशू देयर विद इन द अलायंस, पर्टिकुलरली इन रिलेशन टू अजित पवार एनसीपी पार्टी?
एक तो आप पहले एक बार देख लेना कि जब से माननीय अजित पवार साहब ने महायुति को पाठिंबा दिया है, तब से फर्स्ट इलेक्शन लोकसभा का हमारे सामने आ चुका, मगर वहां पे जो विरोधक है उन्होंने एनसीपी का, जैसे शिवसेना का बंटवारा कर दिया, शिवसेना का चिन्ह ले लिया, उसी तरह एनसीपी भी जो बीजेपी ने है वो तुड़वाई, अलग करवाई है, ये उन्होंने नेरेटिव फर्स्टली सेट किया. और 4 में से 1, वैसे तो अजित पवार साहब ने महायुति को स्टेबल किया है. सेकेंड पली का छोड़ दीजिए, जो नेता लोग हैं वो कुछ भी बोलते हैं, मगर खुद पीएम मोदी साहब होंगे, अमित शाह जी साहब होंगे, उनसे जो बात हुई है और जो भी माननीय अजित पवार शिव शाही अंबेडकर फुले ये विचारधारा लेके, यशवंत राव चौहान साहब की विचारधारा लेके जा रहे हैं. लोकसभा की इलेक्शन अलग है, विधानसभा की इलेक्शन अलग है. इस विधानसभा में आपको पता चलेगा कि विरोधक को जो चाहिए था, जो मिला, अभी वो उन्होंने लोकसभा को उनको मिला, मगर अभी विधानसभा में उनको वो नहीं मिलेगा. अजित पवार साहब को खुद मोदी साहब ने लिया हुआ है, यानी आरएसएस उनका बुक, कोई नेता कुछ भी बोलेगा तो ये मीडिया के लिए, लोगों के लिए कोई भी नेता बाहर आके बोल सकता है. और अजित दादा, अभी जो हमें 50 से 60 तक जो सीटें मिली है, वहां में हमें 50 सीट पर हम जरूर एनसीपी विन होंगे. और ये राजनीति है, महायुति में कोई बीजेपी के हमारे इधर आए हुए हैं, हमारे लोग वहां पे गए हुए, क्योंकि हर एक एमएलए सीएम पद के लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है.
बट नवाब मलिक को ऐसे चुनाव में उतारने की जरूरत क्या थी रूपाली जी? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं कहेंगे जो बीजेपी का पोजीशन नोन है, तो आपने जानबूझ के नवाब मलिक को लास्ट मिनट इस तरह से उतारा और उनकी बेटी को ऑलरेडी टिकट दे रखा था, तो कहीं ना कहीं क्या ये अजित पवार की तरफ से, एनसीपी की तरफ से कोई डिलिबरेट साजिश है? ये नहीं,
एक देखिए, नवाब मलिक साहब या एनसीपी के, हमारे राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पक्ष के एक बड़े नेता हैं. जब हम महाविकास आघाड़ी में थे, तभी महायुति में जो भाजपा और शिंदे साहब थे, वहां के लोगों ने उनके ऊपर एलिगेशन किए थे. उस एलिगेशन के हिसाब से ऊपर उनके ऊपर एफआईआर दर्ज किया. अभी उनको पनिशमेंट नहीं हुई है, उनके ऊपर जो आरोप किए वो सिद्ध नहीं हुए. उनका वो अभी बेल पे बाहर है. वो बाहर आने के बाद खुद वो हमारे साथ, वो हमारे लीडर है, हमारे साथ खड़े हैं, हमारे नेता उनके साथ खड़े, तो उनके ऊपर अन्याय क्यों करने का? जब उनको कोर्ट पनिश करेगा तब ये सवाल आप करेंगे. तो
Krishna Hegde, is it that simple? Let me bring the question across to Krishna Hegde, spokesperson of Shiv Sena. There are allegations against this individual, but he has not been held guilty, and as long as he's our leader, we can give him the ticket. There's no problem there. Do you think there is some kind of provocation coming in from NCP's side, and do you think this was avoidable completely?
No, I don't think so. You have seen that, you have yourself said that there are friendly fights in many of the constituencies. whether it is Miraj, Sangola, Solapur, Pandharpur, Paranda, Digras, Aheri, Baikala, Nasik Central, where they are fighting against each other. The Mahavikas Agadi candidates are fighting against each other. Now, I heard one of the Mahavikas Agadi spokesperson saying that, a lot of industry had gone to Gujarat. I must tell you that during Uddhav Thackerayji's rule, there was an instability in Maharashtra in all fronts. When the contractors came, there was Vasuli, Sea-Link, Atal Setu, Coastal Road, Metro, RA Car Shed, everything was put to a stop and money was asked from the contractors. And therefore, because of this unstable atmosphere in Maharashtra, all the industries decided to go away. When a corporate comes and wants to invest billions of dollars, he doesn't want to come to a unstable regime, and they have a 20-25 year, thinking. And therefore, when Eknath Shinde ji came, and there is stability in Maharashtra, when Eknath Shinde ji went to Davos, he got 3,50,000 crore worth of investment, and now even out of all the FDI in India, almost 54% has come to Maharashtra of the entire country. So that means people are trusting Eknath Shinde ji's tenure as chief minister. And let me also tell you, with Nawab Malik in this particular case, opposite his daughter Sana Malik, we have fielded Avinash Rane. Avinash Rane is the Mahayuti candidate. And in front of Nawab Bhai, we have fielded Suresh Patil, who was our ex-corporator. So Mahayuti is backing our own candidates, that Suresh Patil and Avinash Rane. And therefore, there is no question the Bharatiya Janata Party is also backing. In case there is a fight, there is a fight.
Okay.
And,
let me bring in Kishore Tiwari on that. Kishore Tiwari, there are friendly
November.
fights happening between your alliance as well. That's the word coming from Krishna Hegde, but he's also comparing the regime of Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, saying that when it comes to governance and delivery and track record, this regime has performed far better, and that's what people are going to vote for. Your response on both those counts, Mr. Kishore Tiwari.
Krishna Hegde has is also disappointed, but Patil madam has told that they have their candidate Sana Malik and our Nawab Malik, and here Shinde's candidates are there. But I should congratulate Geeta Jain, who has a 4 times his wealth, Parag Jain from 500 to 4,000, Rahul Narvekar, our speaker, from 38,000 to 140,000, 140 crore, and Pratap Naik is also double it. Tanaji Sawant has not double it, but marginal increase. Deepak Kesarkar has also double it. These are all Vasuli people. The slogan of Vasudeva Kutumba has been changed to Bujudeva Kutumba.
Let's be little sensitive with the manner in which we raise this issue.
Madhav, I should be allowed to reply.
Yeah, please reply. But let's keep our remarks parliamentary. We don't have to start targeting any neighboring states, etc. Let's keep it parliamentary, please. Respond.
I'm talking about the fact. All contractors are Gujaratis. Even in Uttar Pradesh, all contractors are Gujarati. And Amit Shah wants to have Maharashtra in hand because he wants to rule Mumbai.
Okay.
25 lakh crore projects are there. And Adani Bhai is contesting the election. I'm telling you the truth. This is the truth. Marathi Manu's survival is the fight. BJP.
No, I take offense to what Mr. Tiwari is saying. Mr. Adani is working all over the world. So it is not that he's working only in Maharashtra. He's one of the richest men in the world and he's working all over the world. So I don't think he should target him for working in Maharashtra or in Orissa or any part of India.
Okay.
Adani Dev.
Okay. Let's one second. Let me just bring in some other panelists now. Tushar, I want you to come in on this because very clearly this issue of business going out of Maharashtra, somewhere or the other, is this going to be one of the key issues? Because the opposition is harping very heavily on it. How much of this is going to negatively hurt the NDA?
One simple question, Madhav, for Kishore Tiwari ji here or any spokesperson of the Mahavikas Agadi. One single parameter where Gujarat was favored over Maharashtra in the last 5 years. One single parameter. I'll give an interesting fact. During the Uddhav Thackeray regime in Maharashtra until June 22, the FDI in Maharashtra was $42 billion. Compare that to the Shinde era, that was in the neighborhood of $35 billion because, of course, he had a few months less. But does it mean that the center was favoring against Uddhav Thackeray government or the people of Maharashtra? Absolutely not. And thereby, very humbly, I am requesting Kishore Tiwari ji one single parameter where he can say, yes, Gujarat has been favored over Maharashtra. Number two, Madhav, I think in this election, we all are challenged because all the previous data from the assembly elections, that's been rendered futile. The only data point we have is the assembly level breakdown of the Lok Sabha 2024 results. And there we can make a mistake of underestimating the BJP because if you break it down at the assembly level, the Mahayuti had 125 and more seats. Mahavikas Agadi had 153 seats. So the competition was quite tough. And this is where I want to give an interesting fact. In Dhule, one of the constituencies which the Mahavikas Agadi won, you know, BJP won 5 of the 6 assemblies there. There was only one assembly that turned, that was Malegaon Central, and that is where the entire minority vote shifted towards the opposition, and that's how the opposition secured that seat. So when we look at Maharashtra, we need to understand 2-3 things.
One by one. Mr. Tiwari, please, you'll get your turn. Let him make his point. Yeah.
One, it will be a very localized competition, so thereby these friendly fires that you're seeing, of the 288 seats, we'll probably see even more. We don't know that yet if there are any independents in the fray. But it's going to be a very difficult election. But if the opposition's hope is to make it Gujarat versus Maharashtra, they're going to get the same result as they just got a month ago in Haryana.
ये आपसे स्टैटिस्टिकली पूछ रहे हैं, आप कह रहे हो कि सारा पैसा महाराष्ट्र से बाहर जा रहा है. इन्होंने आपको स्टैटिस्टिकली बताया कितना एफडीआई कौन से साल में किसके रिजीम में है. जवाब दीजिए अब इनका.
हाँ, मैं बता रहा हूँ. अभी फॉक्सकॉन का प्रोजेक्ट गया, अभी एयरबस का प्रोजेक्ट गया, मैं बता रहा हूं तुमको. लेकिन है ना, इन्होंने मालेगांव की बात की, वो बहुत बड़ी बात है. पूरे मुसलमान इनके खिलाफ हो गए, पूरे दलित उनके खिलाफ हो गए, पूरे आदिवासी खिलाफ हो गए, ओबीसी खिलाफ हो गए, मराठा खिलाफ हो गए. क्या बिगाड़ा बीजेपी ने जो ये सारे लोग खिलाफ हो गए?
अगर ये सारे खिलाफ हो गए सर, तो आपको 100% रिजल्ट्स मिलने चाहिए महाराष्ट्र में, स्टैटिस्टिकली स्पीकिंग. ओके, तुषार, क्विक रिस्पांस.
One small humble retort to Kishore Tiwari ji. I'm glad he acknowledged the shift that happened in Malegaon Central, and that is what explains why the Mahavikas Agadi wants to make it Maratha versus non-Maratha vote, because they're going to consolidate the minority vote. Now they want to break the Hindu vote on the lines of Maratha versus non-Maratha or caste divide, and that is how they want to win the election. It's a strategy, Madhav. I'm not sort of commenting on it or opinionating on it. It's a strategy they want to follow. It's the same strategy they wanted to fight with in Haryana, in Karnataka in the past, or even in the Lok Sabha elections of 24. So I'm very happy Mr. Kishore Tiwari ji indeed acknowledged as to what happened in the Dhule Lok Sabha constituency in 24.
Let me bring in some of the other panelists. Neeraj Chaudhary, I'd want you to come in. How much of this friendly fight is actually going to impact any alliance? Because it's there in both the alliances, but the image that it sends out is not of unity. At the end of the day, why do we have alliances if they're going to be this kind of contests that are taking place on ground? That's what is certainly important. Also from the larger national perspective, in terms of both the Congress and the BJP, how well they are able to keep their flock together does have national implications.
Look, on your first point, you know, to be honest, Madhav, in recent times, I have not seen an election as confused as Maharashtra. I mean, you sat in front of the TV screen, or जैसे कहते हैं ना, सिर घूम रहा था, the day the nominations were taking place, because you don't even have, you have 3 parties, one alliance, you have 3 parties, another alliance, then 6 smaller parties, then all the friendly contests that you have outlined, the number of independents. Maharashtra is known for independence. That's nothing new. And you have somebody like Shaina and NC last minute moving from BJP to Eknath Shinde, not to the other side, Eknath Shinde's party. That's an illustration. So it is complete confusion. And as you were saying, that there is no yardstick to compare this election with. Because 2019, you had BJP and Sena together. They split. Subsequently, in 22, you had the Sena split. 23, you had the NCP split. And okay, the one yardstick you could compare this election with is the Lok Sabha election. But you can never compare a Lok Sabha election with an assembly election. That is a given, because local issues kick in. And they are kicking in this election also. That includes issues, that includes caste consolidation, and so on. So we know that. Of course, the Haryana factor has given new heart to the cadre of the BJP and the NDA in Maharashtra, the Mahayuti. And of course, it has also held out lessons for the Maha Vikas Aghadi. So they are also getting their act together. It's not that they've not drawn those lessons.
Right.
So given all this, the number of SOPs that Mr. Eknath Shinde has put out in the last cabinet meetings that were held, we know all about it, but the most important one is the Mantri, Mukhya Mantri Majha Ladki Bahen Yojana.
Ladki Bahen Yojana.
So that from the feedback one is getting from the ground, from the rural parts of, say, Western Maharashtra or Marathwada, that is having traction and is a cause for worry for the MVA. So you have social welfareism, you have new heart given by Haryana victory, and you, on the other side, you have sympathy factor still lingering on to the extent to which it will be active, we don't know. We have the farmers unhappy, there's export duties on, that have increased against the onion farmers in North Maharashtra, that is a factor. And other issues, this Maharashtra versus Gujarat, we can logically argue what, how much. But the perception, if you go to the ground, yes, there is that sentiment that big projects are being taken to Gujarat at the cost of Maharashtra. You talk to people, they feel this angst.
Anish Gawande is national spokesperson of NCP. I know you haven't yet spoken, Anish. I'm just going to quickly take the next set of graphics and then I'm going to come right back to you. This is the other aspect. Allies cut Congress to size. In the UP by-polls, Congress had sought 5 seats, but now is not going to contest. Akhilesh's SP is a symbol for India candidates, is a statement that had come in from the Samajwadi Party. Also, Congress wanted 110 seats in Maharashtra. They've only eventually got 102. SP had sought 12, has fielded 9 candidates in this election. In the Wayanad by-poll, CPI has fielded its candidate against Priyanka Gandhi as well. In Haryana, we had seen Congress going solo, contesting against the Aam Aadmi Party over there as well. Congress contested 89 and won 37 seats in Haryana. In Jammu and Kashmir as well, of course, there's allied trouble over there. The Congress contested 39, won 6 seats, eventually did not take part in the government as well. Congress's J&K strike rate was at 15%. Now, this is as far as the allies are concerned. Let's quickly come on to the ally aspect of this. And I want to bring in Anish on this. Anish, if the Samajwadi Party and the Congress are in alliance nationally, logically, they should have found a place in your alliance. Instead, they are fighting separately at a time when the Congress is not even contesting in the by-polls in UP. What explains this?
Madhav, to begin with, I think there are no friendly fights in an alliance or in politics, right? That any sort of friendly fight that is taking place on either alliance is a failure of alliance negotiations and has to be acknowledged as such. I think in Maharashtra, you faced a particularly tricky situation. You've seen an unprecedented alliance come together where seat sharing has become a bone of contention. I'm not going to disagree that there have been sort of difficulties on seat sharing on our part of the alliance, but the reality is that in most seats, you've seen a sort of fair consolidation of candidates and a selection of candidates based on merit, where the Maha Vikas Aghadi is putting a strong foot forward. In terms of whether the SP should be accommodated or not, that's happened on a seat-by-seat basis, right? For someone like an Abu Azmi in Mankur Shivaji Nagar, you don't have somebody fielded against him. And there are those sort of individual considerations that have taken place where the SP remains a part of the Maha Vikas Aghadi and SP cadres remain involved in campaigning for the Maha Vikas Aghadi. But the bigger question that needs to be asked is to the Mahayuti. In an alliance which has Nawab Malik as one of their candidates in the Mankur Shivaji Nagar seat, with what face can the BJP face these elections? Because their top leader in Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis ji, wrote an open letter not so long ago in December against Nawab Malik. He said that there would be a hydrogen bomb against Nawab Malik. Remember, this is a party that has accused Nawab Malik of terrorism, of being a terrorist funder. These are not small allegations. And these are allegations that they've made. You cannot, on one side, call somebody a terrorist funder and then say, oh, alliance compulsions are there, so we have to sort of agree that they'll field their candidate and we'll field ours. This has reached a level where the hypocrisy of the BJP has been pointed out.
Okay, hypocrisy of the BJP here, Pradeep Bhandari. And do you think that this is something that was deliberately done? What is happening? Because you have not just Nawab Malik, but his daughter also contesting, as I pointed out earlier.
Well, Madhav, allow me to rebut to a lot of questions. Well, the hypocrisy in Maharashtra politics started when Mr. Uddhav Thackeray disrespected the mandate and went towards Sonia Gandhi, who Bala Sahib Thackeray opposed his entire life. The genesis of Shiv Sena was anti-Congress, anti-Sonia Gandhi. And then there were the likes of the honest Karyakartas in form of Eknath Shinde who decided to be with the ideology. That is where the instability and hypocrisy started. We are not fighting a moralistic or an ethical opposition. We are fighting an opposition which is absolutely not ethical, which is unstable, and when the rules are set by them, we believe that we have also the right to fight as per their rules. Now, point number one, Mr. Tiwari is lying and lying outrightly. These are the top 5 new projects, quarter 25, which have been given. Let me read out. 3 out of 5 projects have gone to the state of Maharashtra, 1 only to Gujarat, and 1 Karnataka. 20%, the state which fares the maximum in fresh projects for 2025 is Maharashtra. UP stands second, Haryana stands third, Odisha stands fourth, then comes Gujarat. So it's a false issue which will fall flat like in Haryana. I'll tell you the real issue. The real issue is that they have categorically stated what they will do if they come to power. Nana Patole made the statement that what Rahul Gandhi said is not wrong. So if they come to power, there is a possibility that the reservation of Dalits can go wrong. They can take away that. We are confident the Marathas are with us. I'll tell you why. It was Devendra Fadnavis's government who got the Maratha reservation. They did not put the right lawyers and the Maratha reservation was snatched. Then Eknath Shinde gave back again. In 1990s, it was Sharad Pawar who was part of the committee. Still Marathas were not given reservation. Anna Sahib Patil in 1984 had to lay his life and still these people did not give the reservation. So Marathas are also with us. And just another point, Madhav.
Quickly.
Just 10 seconds of point. See, Madhav, if you're talking about that we've lost ground, I disagree to that also, because if you look at the vote share, 43.91% was their vote share in the Lok Sabha and 43.60 was our vote share. So it was just 0.30% difference. And in Mumbai, where Uddhav Thackeray claims to be the leader, we had 2,05,224 votes extra. We are confident Latki Behna and entire development plan will give us back.
All right. Kishore Tiwari, respond to that. Statistically, as well as the issues, all are different and you have been misleading the people is what he says. Maximum number of projects going to Maharashtra. Respond to Pradeep Bhandari.
Pradeep is not aware of the Mumbai situation now. He has left Mumbai, where having jailed him in that misleading reports. Pradeep, I will speak, Pradeep. Pradeep, let me speak. Pradeep, let me speak. We detailed... अरे प्रदीप तेरे को जेल में जाने के बाद ही गया ना तू
नहीं नो पर्सनल कमेंट्स नो पर्सनल कमेंट्स प्लीज मिस्टर तिवारी नो पर्सनल कमेंट्स आई डोंट वांट एनीबॉडी टू स्टार्ट मेकिंग पर्सनल कमेंट्स अगेंस्ट एनी पैनलिस्ट दिस इज नॉट राइट
महाराष्ट्र की जनता भेजेगी लिख के रख लो आप
नो पर्सनल कमेंट्स अगेंस्ट एनी पैनलिस्ट प्लीज आंसर द इशू ही आस्क्ड यू ही गेव यू स्टैटिस्टिक्स
जेल में डालो पर महाराष्ट्र की जनता का विकास करो उसकी बात करो झूठ मत फैलाओ
ओके 1 मिनट हो गया ना आप बीच में बोल दिया आप जितना बोलना था अब मैं बोलूंगा देखो माधव एकनाथ शिंदे को 2.5 साल तक हिंदुत्व याद नहीं आया MSRDC के पैसे खाते रहे और जब ईडी का नोटिस आया सीबीआई का नोटिस आया तो हिंदुत्व याद आ गया और अजीत पवार को 70,000 करोड़ के अंदर जब जेल जाने की वक्त आई तो वो भाग गए अब मैं बता रहा हूं कि हम जनता में जा रहे हैं हमने कांग्रेस से समझौता किया है और बीजेपी से नाता तोड़ा है अगर ये गलत है तो लोग हमें वोट नहीं देंगे क्यों प्रदीप जी अब हमारी सरकार आ रही है कहीं बंबई में आमद जाना
No, Mr. Tiwari, this is not right to threaten. This is not
emergency mindset.
Mr. Tiwari,
he expose what he will do to opposition netas.
This is not correct. No, Mr. Tiwari, this is not correct. You cannot threaten anybody. This is not the correct way to debate.
Threaten me.
And this is not.
जी, आपको threaten करना है करिए. महाराष्ट्र हिंदुस्तान का हिस्सा है, मुंबई हिंदुस्तान का हिस्सा है. 100 बार आएंगे.
No. This is not going to carry on. I'm going to come in now. Krishna Hegde, I want you to respond though because he's talking about what was the compulsion of Mr. Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar to suddenly turn and go towards and change their alliance partners. It's all political. That's the charge coming in from the Shiv Sena UBT. Please respond.
So Madhav, let me tell you that the whole structure in Maharashtra had become so unstable, and our founder, Sammanya Hindu Hriday Samrat Balasaheb Thackeray ji believed in Hindutva. When his son left Hindutva and went with Congress, who doesn't get along with Swatantraveer Savarkar, who do not get along with Hindutva, then obviously we had to leave Why it took 2.5 years is if only Eknath Shinde would have left, then he would have attracted under the anti-defection law. And let me come back to what has gone to Gujarat and why it has gone to Gujarat. When Tata Nano 15-20 years ago wanted to go to West Bengal, the West Bengal government under Mamta Didi shut doors to Tata Nano. Then they came to Maharashtra. The chief minister here, the Congress NCP chief minister, did not respond, and therefore Tata went to Gujarat on its own. And our prime minister, now prime minister, was then the chief minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi ji, and he welcomed Tata Nano and gave it all the facilities. If you are not going to welcome corporates, if your Rahul Gandhi is going to shout against Adani and Ambani every day in his speech and file FIRs before 2014 against most of the big corporates in India, which corporate will have confidence in the Congress party? Please let first Kishore Tiwari and the Congress answer this. Secondly, Sharad Pawar broke the Congress so many times, came back so many times, formed his own party and then came back into Congress as NCP and made a government here for 15 years. Why is people not talking about that? If we are breaking a party because of our ideology, that is different. And if Sharad Pawar talks about foreign origin of Sonia Gandhi and breaks the party and then comes back, what do you call it?
I want Anish
Isn't
Gawande
that
to
the
respond to that.
hypocrisy of
Anish
the first
Gawande,
order?
these are double yardsticks and this is hypocrisy. If Sharad Pawar can do it, then why are you, making such a big deal of when other parties do it? Please respond as the spokesperson of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. Anish Gawande.
No, Madhav, these are issues that have been settled a long time ago, and I think these alliances have been formed. But the reality is that this is an election that is centered around bringing back common sense governance. People in Maharashtra are fed up about what's been happening. Let me tell you a little bit about these wonderful statistics that have been raised, right? The reality is that today, debt in Maharashtra has gone from 2.9 lakh crores to 7.8 lakh crores. You've seen a 60% decrease in startup funding and a 15% decrease in FDI inflows for FY24 versus FY23. Now, the reality is that did startup and FDI funding decrease in the Uddhav Thackeray-led MVA government? Of course, we were in the middle of a pandemic. So it's obviously common sense that FDI was reduced in that time period. Now, finally, I want to raise the point that there has been a cost of living crisis in Maharashtra. There's been a 70% increase in the cost of living and a 30% increase in wages. Now, there is no denying that this is a crisis facing Maharashtra and you need a government that is sensible, that is going to come back without the rhetoric.
Okay.
And that is only going to be provided by the Maha Vikas Aghadi.
All right. Tushar.
Madhav, I don't know why the NCP spokesperson is downplaying the Uddhav Thackeray government and saying there was less FDI because there was a pandemic. In fact, in the first wave of the pandemic, during the first lockdown, what was making Indian headlines was actually the FDI coming into one of the companies of Mumbai, which the Congress keeps attacking. So I really wish they, brush up their statistics. Number two, they're talking about the bygones, what happened in June 22, why Shinde moved out of the Shiv Sena and things like that. My question is, today, everyone in Maharashtra knows what was the Shiv Sena's ideology. Any person remotely connected in the ideology of Shiv Sena understand it was an anti-Congress, anti-NCP party. Today, none of it exists. So what was Uddhav Thackeray's compulsion to leave the BJP? Of course, he wanted the CM berth and he could not manage it. He made the point about common sense governance. One of the most viral videos on Twitter or on social media is that of people struggling to board the local trains. And what did their government do for 2.5 years? Stop the metro project. We live in National Capital Region. We have seen what effectiveness metro has in the quality of life. Why was the Uddhav Thackeray government not thinking about it? And last point, Madhav, with the Congress, every election somehow it's the same story. If they are not in an alliance, there's factionalism within their own party. We saw it in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, even in Himachal Pradesh briefly. If there is an alliance, we saw the problems in Karnataka, in Bengal, even in Kashmir very recently, and now we see them in Maharashtra. So we also need to keep asking this question that until how long Congress will drag itself from one election to another without coming up as a very strong opposition against the BJP? No, we don't know.
There's a serious question mark over here. What really is Congress's strategy? Because, you had Omar Abdullah saying that Congress should have focused on the Jammu region rather than Srinagar, and that's very widely reported. In fact, Congress has still not joined the government there in Jammu and Kashmir because they were reportedly not given what they thought they would get. In UP, you have a situation where they're not contesting the by-polls, as I just read out. What's happening in Maharashtra is also before us. There's going to be an election in Delhi where in all likelihood the AAP and the Congress will not fight together, just as happened in Haryana. So what is Congress's strategy vis-a-vis the regional parties? That appears to be a bit confusing at this point of time, Ashutosh Mishra.
No, so first of all, since before I answer your question, we were talking about FDI being more in which. So you have to remember that when these three projects were taken to Gujarat, because Gujarat elections were there, if they had been there, then Uddhav Thackeray's performance would have been much better. And one of the best things that I hear from all this discussion is Narendra Modi no more matters. I mean, there used to be a case where Narendra Modi used to be the face, any vote for BJP is actually you are voting for Modi. So now we have excuses here that it will be local factors, it will be caste factors, and as usual we hear that the people whom Modi recognizes by their attire, they vote against BJP because, I mean, where is that Sabka Vikas? That is very important. It's an admission that Modi government has failed. And that is very big admission.
Come to the point of alliances,
Coming to Congress, if you remember when India was formed first time, at that time Congress had said that this is only for Lok Sabha polls. At assembly levels, it does not apply. And now they are sort of taking it forward. In case of Maharashtra especially, they have agreed to fight together. And give and take is always there. 8 seats given, 110 to 102 doesn't matter. I mean, that's adjustment. When you talk about UP, it's a Congress not fighting. It's not an acceptance that we are
But Congress wanted more seats. That's also very well known.
That's known. But then accepting that it's their first duty is towards defeating BJP and saying, okay, we will not fight. That is the bigger thing. That's where it shows that alliance matters. And that's what was seen in UP.
It's a two-way street. Then why is it not happening in Maharashtra? Why is SP then contesting separately in Maharashtra?
No, because that is the local SP person, Abu Azmi, who wanted more seats, and they had won the 2 seats where there are 2 seats they have been given those 2 seats.
Okay.
And they were fighting at 9 only from 20.
Okay, quickly.
That will always be there.
Yeah.
One thing I don't get, the alliance was only formed for the Lok Sabha elections, not for the assembly elections. So Congress goes and fights alone in Haryana, but once the results come out, the same Congress is blaming the independents that, oh, they could have come with us and we could have defeated the BJP. They don't have a fixed stand. It changes every day, every hour.
Just 30 seconds, Madhav. The per capita income of Maharashtra during the time of UPA was 86,000. Now at the time of the NDA is 2,78,000. It is more than 3 times than what it was at the time of Sharad Pawar. And 10 seconds, the Congress party should not give us lectures for the 3rd consecutive time. Rahul Gandhi is in double digit and we have formed the government for the 3rd consecutive time under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And Mr. Kharge has exposed Rahul Gandhi today on the guarantee model by saying how Congress guarantees are false. So pehle Kharge ji ko bolo, Rahul ji ko bataye.
Okay. Just one minute. First of all, Modi ki guarantee is now in dustbin of history. He no longer talks about it.
How? Justify.
Talk about Modi ki guarantee.
One minute. You're making a very sweeping claim. You're saying it's in the dustbin of history. He's still the Prime Minister of the country. He's won a 3rd election. 1 minute.
With 240 seats on the crutches of Nitish and Naidu. Let's not forget that. Let's come to the Ladli Behan Yojana. What are those? Those are things that have been picked from what Rahul Gandhi had been advocating. Social security for those who are, and which Narendra Modi used to call it reverie. He used to call it reverie.
Okay.
Madhav, 240 seats, BJP is in the dustbin of history now. Sir, very humbly, when was the last time Congress got 240 seats in the Lok Sabha?
Please. Point here is not when Congress got 240 seats. When a Prime Minister was aiming for charge of power. And he cannot even get 272 seats. That's the difference.
I'll just tell you, I'm very happy. This logic, I am happy with your logic. You continue to be in the opposition. We'll come back in 2029.
Okay.
I did not get my answer. When was the last time Congress got
you are there on the crutches of other people. You are not there on their own. You will know that you cannot. India has rejected this.
Okay. I want to bring in Neerja Chaudhary. But very quickly, looking at some of the factors in this Maharashtra election and the national takeaways, we'll take them both one after the other. Factors that could decide, of course, factionalism and infighting that we've already discussed. discussed, particularly, of course, for the BJP in the Vidarbha region. The next issue, of course, is, of course, MVA holding 42 assembly seats versus Mahayuti's 19. The Maratha agitation, the NDA struggled in the Lok Sabha polls in the Maratha stronghold of Marathwada. We've also seen whether there is Muslim consolidation that could take place, whether Nawab Malik, being fielded, and of course the entire controversy surrounding his candidature. Can it wean away some Muslim votes away? Is there also an important question? Farmers' anger, particularly in the onion belt, leaning towards MVA due to rising export duty. Haryana momentum, of course, that we've seen, the mandate there, could it have a positive ripple effect for the Mahayuti is a very big question. National implications also very quickly. It serves as a testing ground for alliances on a national level. There's also, of course, the aspect that this serves as a reality check for coalition politics on the national level as well. Performance of the BJP and the Congress could signal strength on the national level as well. Implication 4 is that a strong showing for the Congress might strengthen its position as BJP's alternative. The fifth implication is that if Congress falters, they could play second fiddle like in UP and in Haryana. Implication number 6 and the last one is that the BJP may have to reevaluate its strategy if it fails to secure a strong foothold. Let me quickly go across to you, Neerja Chaudhary. What, according to you, will be the most important factors in play, and what will you be looking at in terms of analyzing politics nationally as well?
Look, a very interesting figure I will give you. We were talking about before I walked into the studio. The Shiv Sena as well as the NCP. Separately, they have got more seats this time to fight. Shiv Sena, 87 to UBT Shiv Sena, 80 to Eknath Shinde, 167. They had 119 last time. So also Ajit Pawar group, 52 seats, and Sharad Pawar, 87, so 139. They had around 70 or so last time in 2019. Now, if one thing people agree on is post-poll scenario, if it's the hung assembly, Congress and BJP will not come together, but will the others do, will they, khichdi pakegi kya? Or kis tarah ki khichdi pakegi? Who will reach out to whom? It's going to be a very fascinating scenario. But to answer your question, I think the importance of Maharashtra today lies not only in the 48 Lok Sabha seats as the second largest state, one of the states that was responsible for reducing BJP to 240, along with UP.
True.
It also lies in the financial clout it has, and every party wants that. But most important is the timing of the Maharashtra elections. It will decide which side will seize the initiative again, politically and nationally. Suppose the BJP does come back to power with its allies, then it has huge advantage vis-a-vis the next elections, vis-a-vis governance, vis-a-vis beating back the pressure of the allies at the center. In many ways, it has advantage. Suppose it is the MVA that comes to power in Maharashtra, then it certainly has an advantage. It suddenly had seized after the Lok Sabha election, even though the Congress had 99. But they were acting as if they had come back to power. That was the kind of fillip it had given them. Yeah. So Maharashtra suddenly acquired.
I think Ashutosh still believes that.
It's who was setting the agenda now. At 99 seats, when Narendra Modi stops calling Narendra Modi stops calling the welfare schemes as remedy. It proves that it is the Congress,
but it's still not close to 240. It's not close to 240. Let's be fair. Yeah.
And 1924, they will still not match 240.
It's a 100% improvement compared to 2014.
But I think the most important thing that she said, and I want to get in the Maharashtra parties on this. Rupali Patil Thombre, Neerja Chaudhary's have got a very, very important observation ki post-election, will all the regional parties be open for doing business with opposition alliance? Is there any possibility of the NCP making a switch? You're very clear that you will remain in the same alliance.
एक आप ध्यान में रखिए कि ये अलायंस राजनीति में नए समीकरण महाराष्ट्र में बनाए गए हुए हैं. अभी वो साथ में रहेंगे या नहीं रहेंगे, ये बात का जो सब्जेक्ट है वो अभी मैं आपसे कह नहीं सकती, मगर ये
पॉसिबिलिटी है,
स्विचेस नहीं होगी.
तो पॉसिबिलिटी है. आपने कहा समीकरण बदल सकता है चुनाव के बाद.
कुछ भी बदल सकते हैं,
कुछ भी बदल सकते हैं,
हम बदल सकते हैं. महाविकास आघाड़ी के जो लोग अभी साथ में,
आप बहुत बड़ी बात कह रहे हैं चुनाव से पहले. All right. Anish Gawande is all smiles. Anish Gawande, are you also open for doing business with your political rivals?
there's been a line of people waiting to join the NCP-SP before the elections. After the 50 defections, most have come to our side. And I'm sure there'll be a long line waiting after the elections as well. So I'm quite happy to hear these conversations. As far as the Mahavikas Aghadi stands, I think we're an alliance created before an election that has governed before and will stay in alliance after as well.
Okay, Krishna Hegde, your response? Because a lot of speculation and a lot of curious answers that we are getting from...
The Shiv Sena and the Bharatiya Janata Party have been together since 1987, and our alliance is based on Hindutva and our founder Balasaheb Thackerayji's ideals, and therefore we are going to be with the BJP, and we have always been with the BJP. In fact, we are the oldest ally of the BJP. So there is no question of doing any business with any other party.
Okay, Kishore Tiwari, a few days ago on national television, you were talking about how you have deep ties with the BJP. Are those deep ties going to be revisited post-election?
If BJP High Command keep away Modi Shah leadership and Nitin Gadkari is reintroduced, we are ready to rethink.
Okay. That's all in the realm of speculation, and whether that is actually a possibility remains to be seen. At the moment, Pradeep Bhandari, Krishna Hegde, Tushar Gupta, Rupali Patil Thomre, Neerja Chaudhary, Ashutosh Mishra, Anish Gawande and Kishore Tiwari. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this edition of the National Debate.